Welcome one more day to life in Armonia. We are already immersed in 2023, which sums up 7, as I said in the previous video. And collectively speaking, it has to do with the need for reorientation, re-evaluation, re-examination of certain paths and actions. So we find equilibrium of mind, thoughts, the wishes of the heart, our actions, stepping outside of every destructive path. And this obviously implies an inner work of intense consciousness, shedding light on all negativities, mentally, emotionally, physically. And obviously, this concerns what I was calling inner humanity or mankind, because external humanity is ruled by destructive forces. So, this main goal is oriented towards the growth of true light through inner humanity. Now, one thing is the collective purpose, which is always to be a vehicle of primordial light, conscious love, helping others get into the true tree of life, true reality. But somehow different aspect is how we express that primordial love and light, fulfilling our particular aim or purpose, which is different in everyone, because each one of us comes with talents and personal characteristics which must be addressed in different ways. We all come with a primordial essence which the Father of Lights, the true origin, gave to us, so we can flourish and express all his potential. We are his face on earth when we are fully developed. And we also come into the world receiving certain astral influences, earthly influences, cultural influences, which somehow mold a personality from the world. But we cannot reject our personality. We have to harmonize essence and personality, bringing this full light out of darkness, order out of chaos. This is why the Master said, "You are the light of the cosmos." Cosmos means an ordered whole. So the whole somehow integrates moments of disorganization or dissonance, but not because these are essential. These are just an opportunity to grow stronger. So within the cosmos, we can find places and situations of chaos and disorganization, but chaos never precedes order. We find order through chaos when we are attuned to the cosmic mind. And the same we have to do in our life. Every time we find difficult situations, struggles, confusion, we have to wake up and see that as an attention call. So we work harmoniously with mind, heart, and body. Now, to do that, I realize it's very useful to make a comparison with the way we listen to music or play music or even compose music. As a musician composer, I find this very enlightening because I found the same structure in our personal life, because we have a main purpose which I call the personal song, but our life also has a rhythm. This rhythm is marked by certain stages which are somehow expressing the laws of this world, but also the primordial laws of seeding, cultivating, growing, and being born again. So I would like to show you how this is possible. In the blog I leave an article in which you can find more details, but here just realize that when you go through life, you are going to experience certain stages which repeat over and over again, but it depends on how awake you are. Because when we are asleep, unconscious, with a pessimistic mind, the difficult moments repeat over and over again, and they are like a closed circle. Repetition, Gilgul, the cycle of life and death, disease, pain. However, when we are awake, we move in an expansion movement of light that makes us grow as if we were an spiral, not a closed circle. And as I was playing in the beginning of this video, obviously I had a structure. I composed that music attending to the rhythm, to the melody, and to Armonies. However, I also improvised, respecting the rhythm. I didn't want to step outside of a constant, steady rhythm. I respected those cycles. Within those cycles, I also have an idea of how the melody has to go, but I also open myself to more inspirations so the melody can find motifs that bring nuances to the main melody. And I can improvise a lot, do many things within the cycles of the rhythm and also the quality of the melody. Another thing is the armonia. Not harmony, because armonia does not harm. Armonia means the reconciliation of several elements which bring a different perspective or view. If you play the rhythm alone, it's just a rhythm. If you add the melody, it's like activating a ground. So there you have the two main forces, receptive, active, and then comes the reconciling force, which is the armonia. And in life we also find this because when we go through life, as I said, we experience certain cycles. We have to activate the view of life with a sense of deep meaning. And this is what brings us out of depression or pessimistic views. And then once we unite that personal song or sense of purpose with a sense of rhythm, steadiness, something new comes alive. Because we can watch everything from a deeper perspective, and then deeper harmonias come through us, elevating our experience. We make life conscious and therefore absorb the experiences, digest everything. Our soul grows, and this is how we harmonize essence and personality. Once we harmonize essence and personality, we make personality serve us, our true self, so to say. Because we didn't come to be the servants of the world or the slaves. We came to serve in the sense of bringing light. But the forces of the world, even the angels and archangels, must serve us when we are an expression of true light. And this is why in Hebrew language, Hebrew wisdom, the 12 zodiacal signs receive the name of Mashalim, servants. When we come to the world, we receive an imprint of astral influences. So our personal character has lights and shadows. And if we keep ourselves in the center, being the sun, illumining our qualities, we make our sign a conscious servant of our true inner sun. This is why Master Ishu chose the 12 apostles attending to this wisdom, because it's not a coincidence they are 12. Actually, many wise men knew that each apostle represented each one of the zodiacal signs. You can even see that in the painting of The Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci. There you can find a perfect correlation because each apostle is representing aspects of the sign. Now, this is very interesting because it gives us the sense of rhythm structure, because the sun goes through the 12 signs across the year, marking also a path of renewal, inner discovery, going through darkness and coming back again into the light. And we do the same in life. We can become stronger and wiser coming out of painful experiences. But we have to be in equilibrium, something that when we are still lacking some digestion or understanding, it's very difficult. And as I was meditating on all this, the other day I realized that recently I experienced a little return to painful circumstances, which not by chance took place 9 years ago in 2014. And I remember that 10 years ago I began to experience a process of deep confusion due to my loss of the sense of purpose. Even though I had been discovering part of my purpose and glimpses of the truth, but you tend to forget when you don't find a place in the world, when you don't feel understood, when you have the sense of struggle. And this somehow initiated a process of painful situations. In 2014, I broke both hips, the femoral necks got cracked. It all began in Madrid with an incident that I told some time ago, but I went to Ireland ignoring this fracture, even though I had some pain, but I thought it was just a muscular distension or something like that. And when I went to Ireland, I made efforts which I shouldn't have been doing. I carried a very heavy backpack, 8-10 kilograms more or less. And that's when the hips even got more fractured. The cracks became bigger. And obviously it took a long time to recover. And the other day, this was on the 31st of December, just before New Year, I went to the forest to get some wood because we didn't have too much here, and I wanted to light a fire for New Year because family members were coming into the house. We were 20, and I carried a lot of weight. I put like 8-10 kilograms more or less in the same backpack, and I carried it again on my back, something which I had never done since that fracture. Even I said to myself, I will never ever carry so much weight on my back. Well, the other day I did, and these days I have been feeling some pain in my right hip, and I realized the purpose of this year, the need for re-equilibrium, re-evaluation, being humble, respecting the rhythms, not wanting to get before certain situations. We must respect also the possibilities of our body, of our mind, without wanting to mm, become more than what we are now. We have to handle situations in accord with our possibilities. This is the art of consciousness, awareness, listen to the voice of conscience. And the other day, experiencing this was a call of attention for me. So I had to rest more. I no longer experience the pain intensely, but I came to be a little worried, thinking that, well, the crack might be giving some problem, but obviously it's impossible because when something gets sealed, it cannot break again in another part, maybe, but not in the same place. Anyway, it seems all is stable now. And one thing that is helping me to see how my purpose vibrates this year is something which I also teach in the course which I develop. But I will give you the tools so you can find on your own. I will leave more details in the blog that you have the article with the full information. But all you have to do is to find out your main purpose, how your light resonates when you come to the world, and this is by summing up all the digits of your birth date, which somehow gives you the portal, the matrix where you are born. We are in a 12 grid matrix. It doesn't matter the historic changes and all that. The grid is 12 months with 4 weeks, 7 days each, and that's what matters. The movement of our life goes through a calendar which is the same for everyone, even for the whole world, because Western culture has inundated everything. So when we are within those cycles, there are also certain stages that we can guess by the vibration of the octaves. And when you find out your single digit number, you will see how your main path and purpose vibrates. Now, by summing up that to the vibration of the year, which is 7, you will see how your purpose resonates with this year. I give some examples there in the blog, and obviously each vibration has a different nuance. Now, there is another interesting aspect which is known as cycle 9, and this has to do with the octaves. Every 9 years, something is repeated, like the situation I was explaining. But you can live the situation differently if you are in the light. You can move in a spiral, growing. Anyway, you can find the vibration of each step and see how your year is going to resonate. This is very simple. You can even see it in the Enneagram, because I was trying to find a correlation between the octaves and cycle 9, and I realized there is a huge correlation. You can find there is no coincidence in each step. The 9th point is the new birth, while the point 1 is seeding, planting. Then you have to support the seed, taking care, which is the point 2, and so on. But each one of us is living one of those points in our cycle, in our octave. Therefore, we can sum up our purpose with that step and see how our purpose will resonate. This can give clues of how we should act on a specific point in the world. And obviously, we can see many more details analyzing, studying the vibration of our birth date, the name given by our parents, the combination of both. But the most important key of transformation, which I always repeat to those who ask for guidance, is the shift in your attitude. If your eye is simple, your body will be full of light, the master said. This is because our vision of things trigger certain thoughts and emotions, and these emotions bring certain actions and words, and these generate habits. So, if we are able to have a clean vision, transforming our negativity into something more harmonious, then our actions and words are going to be harmonious as well. And it doesn't matter what we live. We can have accidents or make mistakes. This is normal in human life. But if we don't learn from them, or if we don't find the light in darkness, it's like living meaninglessness without expressing our life song, our personal song. Therefore, mind your true rhythm of light, your pulse of being, respect the cycles and rhythms of the world, and realize that we can accomplish anything that we are meant to accomplish as long as we are attuned to our deep primordial vibration. This is how we become the true rhythm, melody, and harmonia of life. We become the face of the Father and expressing the life which is true mother, and not the step mother nature which is sick and disorganized in chaos. We came to bring order out of chaos. This is the general purpose, but each one of us does it in a different way, in a unique way, meant for each one. And remember that as long as we assume responsibility for our life, we carry the crown of life. We stop being victims, we stop judging, we stop complaining, and this is the beginning of healing. That's precisely one of the main keys in the assessments that I offer to people when we see different vital paths, lights and shadows, psychoenergetic structures, possible karmic baggages, but all that is meaninglessness if we don't assume responsibility. This is not a question of seeing just our darkness, but how we can grow with the light through darkness. Having said this, I hope it's helpful for you. I leave more information in the blog. Remember, I also have a course in which we explore different ways to know ourselves deeper, to work harmoniously with mind, heart, and body, even therapeutic ways of overcoming shadows and fulfilling our purpose on earth. The person can do the whole course or just a mini course with one module or two or three. I also leave information about that in the web, Vital and Harmonia. Down below you have all the links. So for now, thank you very much for listening, and let's continue exploring ourselves deeply, harmonizing mind, heart, and body, so we can express the love without limits, life without fragmentation, integral conscience, and deep, blissful serenity.